Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Friday. I was about to say December. My gosh. February 6th, 2026. I'm CJ LeMaster, your lead investigative reporter and your host for the WLBT Plus Digital News Desk update here on WLBT Plus. And my apologies for being out yesterday. I was under the weather, but I'm back. And listen, hey, weekend's almost here, so it's a good thing. We've gotten through it, and we've got a lot of stories that we want to get to today. First off, we want to tell you that what we're hearing at this point is that Jackson's search for a new police chief could be over, according to multiple sources, telling 3 on Your Side that Mayor John Horn has tapped Dr. Rachel Brackney to be the city's next top cop. Now, Brackney is former chief of the Charlottesville Police Department. Before that, she served 30 years with the Pittsburgh Bureau of Police. Last month, the city announced 4 finalists for the job. The other finalists included Joseph Daughtry, the current police chief in Columbus, LaJohn Roberts, who used to work for the New Orleans Police Department, and Wendell Watts, who's currently an assistant chief with the Jackson Police Department. WLBT has reached out to Jackson's Director of Communications, Nick Lott, to confirm the appointment. He has not yet responded to our multiple requests for comment, but we hope to learn more information. An elementary school in Madison remains closed today following back-to-back bomb threats. Madison Station Elementary received threatening calls on 2 consecutive days, Wednesday and yesterday. Out of an abundance of caution, district officials decided to keep the school closed as investigators continue working the case. Madison Police, along with the Mississippi Office of Homeland Security and the FBI, are conducting a full investigation. Students were not in classrooms yesterday, and the district opted to keep the school closed while authorities work to determine the source of those threats, the superintendent releasing a video message to parents.
We are blessed to live in a truly caring community, and we ask that you continue to extend grace and compassion to one another during this time. We will do our best to get you information as we are able to share it. We sincerely appreciate your continued support and prayers as we work through this situation.
Students are expected to return to class at Madison Station on Monday. Well, we have new information in the case involving the shooting death of a JSU student. The Hinds County District Attorney says that investigators believe they have a confession in the shooting death of Jalen Burns. Now, DA Jody Owens made the remarks during a news conference yesterday, talking about his office's report card for 2025. You may remember Burns was shot and killed following a fight at the University Point Apartments in October 2023. The update comes months after Jamison Kelly, Alicia Brown, Marquise Scales, and Zika Amos all four were arrested in connection with the case.
At this time, all 4 individuals have not been indicted. Again, that case continues to be investigated. Very difficult case involving lots of parties and individuals. We believe that the shooter hasn't been indicted. In addition, I believe we have a confession. So we're in a good place with that case.
Now, Kelly was arrested twice, most recently in November. Authorities initially arrested Kelly and Joshua Brown in 2023, but a Hinds County judge later dismissed Brown after a 3 on Your Side investigation revealed he was out of town during the time of the shooting. Kelly was also released after prosecutors determined there was not enough evidence to hold him at that point. Yazoo City is once again searching for a new chief of police, and I know you may be thinking, well, they just got one. Yeah, there's a little bit more to it than that. Chief Patrick Jaco telling 3 on Your Side he's stepping down to take a job with the Federal Bureau of Prisons in Yazoo County. He was appointed chief just last month after serving as interim chief since October. The city declared a state of emergency in December because of a shortage of police officers. The department has since hired more personnel. We are following the ongoing debate over House Bill 2, the school choice measure. And for the first time since that bill was killed, we're hearing directly from legislative leaders. House Speaker Jason White is doubling down on his intention to keep pushing the issue, criticizing the Senate for not negotiating a compromise. Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hosemann, however, says lawmakers had already studied the matter and believed it was time to move on to other priorities.
It's like they take this extraordinary step a month in advance of any deadline to purposely call a 2-minute meeting for the sole purpose of killing the bill.
Our Republicans spent a whole time, months, talking with their constituencies, and the message back to us was clear. So the Republicans voted no.
The speaker also noted that the governor supports expanded school choice and could potentially call a special session on the issue. White says he's not yet had those specific conversations with Governor Tate Reeves. 3 on Your Side is investigating Jeffrey Epstein's possible connection to a boarding school in Rankin County. Now, while there are no criminal allegations, emails show Epstein's name repeatedly appeared in internal communications at the Piney Woods School. Now, those emails show that Epstein was copied on communications concerning admissions, travel arrangements, and the removal of one student. In August of 2018, he received messages about flights and conditional visit plans for a student whose mother was employed by Epstein. The student was enrolled in January of 2019, but suspended days later for fights, threats, and other behavioral issues, again, according to these emails that have been released from the Department of Justice. She was ultimately removed from campus. Epstein also included in emails discussing the logistics of the student's removal and conversations regarding a refund because that student did not, was no longer in admission. You know, you filed, of course, paid for tuition, and then the student only stays there a limited amount of time. They had tried to get a refund back in some of those emails as well. 3 on Your Side has reached out to Piney Woods for comment. We have not yet received a response. And again, we will continue to follow that, but we want to be very clear here that what we're seeing here appear to be instances where people who worked for Epstein had actually requested help or loans per se to be able to get their children into private schools. One of which was a woman who worked for him, Anna Rodriguez, who wanted her daughter to go to Piney Woods. And there were also cases where his longtime pilot, and I'm probably going to butcher his last name. I believe it's his first name is Larry, but he was a longtime pilot. His last name starts with a V. But that Larry's daughters, both of them, were also going to private schools in Mississippi, but colleges, Mississippi College and Millsaps, and Epstein paid for those students to go, even as I think at least one was on a scholarship. Again, all of this according to emails, and we have not heard anything from these schools on that at this point. A couple of you saying hi on this Friday. Melissa Price saying good afternoon, everyone. Melissa, I hope you're doing well. Alvin Broyles saying good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to you too, Alvin. And also Sharon Smith Page wishing everyone a good afternoon. I hope you're having one as well. Weekend is almost here, and we're out of time for this edition of the WLBT Plus Digital News Desk Update. Don't forget, at 2:30, our First Alert weather team will be in here to let you know what your weekend forecast is going to look like. Spoiler alert, it actually looks pretty good. We don't seem to have any chances of rainfall right now, which is awesome. And of course, we will have our early evening newscast starting at 4 o'clock on air and online. For everyone here at WLBT News, I'm CJ LeMaster, your lead investigative reporter and your host for the WLBT Plus Digital News Desk Update on this Friday, February 6th. Thanks for watching, and we will see you back here next week, next Monday. Take care.